everybody. My name is Bill Johnson, Republican candidate for governor, and I have with me supporters from the Wiregrass area. We're here to talk about my unequivocal support for the Country Crossings entertainment destination complex currently being built in the Wiregrass area of this state. I was there earlier today saying that this development is the epitome of free market capitalism at work. Entrepreneurs have invested hundreds of millions of dollars in the process of creating thousands of jobs in that area, in an area that has been ignored too long. For those that want to block the development, I said, stand aside and let these dreams come true. We need to end the obstruction to construction at the Country Crossing destination in Houston County in Alabama. The recent effort by the governor's office to threaten machine providers for this development is just the latest to circumvent the law and block legal development that means opportunity for thousands of people in southeast Alabama. Alabama now ranks 10th in unemployment in the nation. We should be giving people a chance to work and giving their families a better future. I'm here today talking because I have special knowledge from working in Governor Raleigh's earlier campaigns that the campaigns received thousands, if not millions of dollars in contributions from Mississippi Indian casino owners. What I'm really concerned about is that those investments to the campaign is underlying and manipulating public policy here in Alabama and blocking the efforts of good Alabamians like Ronnie Gilley in creating the very kinds of opportunities we need throughout this state. I'm concerned that the Mississippi Indian casino owners will attempt to choke off economic development in the Wiregrass area and in this state. And it's time for the governor to back off and let the people vote on electronic bingo in this state. He's got plenty to do. In the economy we're in, the governor has plenty to do without interfering and undermining legal enterprises like Country Crossings. The people in Houston County voted 62%, and the majority voted in a statewide referendum in this state to support legal electronic bingo, legal bingo in Houston County. And I think this development should be allowed to proceed without interference from the governor's office. I'm here in Montgomery on the state capitol steps today because it's also significant. We see the governor and his gambling task force launch a series of raids around the state that seem to be fairly random, but the overall intent is to reduce gaming and gambling and legal gaming in Alabama. And I am worried and concerned that those actions are influenced by not what the law is in Alabama, but by Mississippi Indian casino owners. Just recently, and what's prompted me to step out here this week, my position on Country Crossing has not changed. I fully supported the development. The owners assured me they would put legal bingo machines in, and I have not changed my position on this all along. What prompted me to come out today was that recently the governor's office called the game manufacturers for Country Crossings and threatened them and told them not to send those machines to Alabama. Can you imagine if you had a factory or a farmer somewhere, were trying to operate a legal business, and the governor would call and tell you not to ship equipment to a company here? It's the breadth of that is just almost hard to comprehend. I believe the governor's office is acting outside, the governor is acting outside the scope of what the governor's office's authority is, and I'm here today to say that the governor needs to stop interfering with Country Crossings development. And finally, what I want to say is this: whether or not we have electronic bingo in Alabama should be the decision of the voters of Alabama and not the Mississippi Indian casino owners. Thank you, and I'll take questions at this time.
Do you have any proof that the governor took money from Mississippi casinos?
I had senior Riley staff members tell me they were responsible for coordinating the Mississippi Indian contributions to the campaign.
Who are they?
I'd rather not name them at this time.
What validity do you say without naming somebody that can either deny it or say it's true? What validity does your statement have?
Okay, then I'll say it's Dan Gans, former Raleigh Chief of Staff. Gans is his last name.
Okay. And what you're saying is, with the campaign laws, that somebody has committed a crime, whether it's civil or criminal, you're willing to get up before a grand jury and testify under oath that you heard this?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, whether it's a crime or not, I don't know, but I'm willing to swear under oath that a senior campaign staff member, Dan Gantz, told me that he was responsible for coordinating Mississippi gaming money in Alabama and contributions to the governor's campaign.
Was this his governor's first campaign or
First
second?
campaign.
The first campaign?
Yes.
And what about the second campaign?
I'm unaware of anything in the second campaign. I operated out of an office here in Montgomery, and the financial office was in Birmingham.
Bill, do you know about how much came in?
I understood that it was supposed to be around $3 million, but they did not send the entire $3 million, which prompted some scrambling at the end of the campaign to borrow the money to close the gap for the money that they thought they had.
And do you know where Dan Gantz is now?
I believe he's in Washington, D.C.
Do you know if the Riley campaign actually got the money?
I cannot say that. He told me he was responsible for coordinating the contributions of the Indian gaming interests to the campaign. I'm assuming that there was some objective that helped make that reality.
Why didn't you speak up then, after the first campaign?
I didn't see the governor's actions until this year when he started doing raids on gaming operations and bingo operations in Alabama. When he formed the gaming task force at the end of December, was the first question that I had in my mind, that there was some motive or there was something going on. 5 days later, Choctaw Indian Casino goes to 3-day work weeks. Within, I think, a month after that, I got a call as a DECA director whether I had warehouse space to store bingo machines. So that's when I started having to question to myself, you know, what's going on here? Phil?
Bill, since you're talking about contributions, gaming contributions the governor received, in your campaign, have you received or been offered any contributions from any gaming interests?
No,
None at all?
none at all.
No Milton McGregor's, none of that?
No, none at all.
No Ronnie Gillies?
No contributions from any gaming interest.
If you're elected governor, what would be your approach to the gambling issue?
Well, I would like the legislature to tee up a statewide referendum and let the citizens of Alabama vote yes or no on electronic bingo. That's what I would like to have happen.
To legalize it statewide or to ban it statewide?
To ban it statewide or legalize it statewide, right. I think that should be a decision of the voters of Alabama. And I don't think it ought to be piecemeal, either judge shopping or DA shopping to try to enforce laws county by county. I feel like I want to have the citizens of the state of Alabama have their voice heard on electronic bingo and gaming in Alabama through a statewide referendum.
The questions have been raised. You were, from all outer appearances, loyal to Governor Riley. His first campaign, you worked in his campaign, the first campaign. Second campaign, you were on his staff. Your wife is currently on his staff. Questions have been raised as why you're being so critical of the governor now.
Issues have come up during the campaign that I felt like I needed to raise that were valid campaign issues. When I first mentioned the Paragon contract, a $13 million no-bid contract, I sent the governor a letter saying that he should review this, that in my experience as a DECA director, dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts every year, that it was very unusual to have a contract this large go to a company with no address, no website, no phone number, whatever, and that he should look at. Now, people thought I was attacking the governor, but I was responsible in the first campaign. My staff and my team were responsible for making copies of all the no-bid contracts that Governor Riley, that Don Siegelman had signed, that we were going to use as part of the press conference. So I knew how important an issue this was for the governor about no-bid contracts. And so that's why I raised that issue. I wasn't picking on the governor. I didn't raise it. Paragon, that was when the Paragon contract came up. When the insurance commissioner allowed insurance rates to go up 25%, people said I'm picking on the governor's administration because I said something about insurance rates being allowed to go up that much. when we've had no major natural disasters, and the insurance commissioner recently said that all our insurance companies are in good shape. And finally, in Jefferson County, when the issue came up that way, I was asked whether I thought it was appropriate, if the governor was lead negotiator in the Jefferson County sewer debt, whether it was appropriate to have his children or his children's law firms on the payroll. And I said no. I didn't bring it up. I was on a radio show talking about trying to find solutions to Jefferson County, and somebody asked me what my position was on it, and I responded. So.